Alright, everybody. I made 2 videos in one night. Whoa! Anyways, I've been hearing things about EA getting sold to the Saudis. Let's have a look at this. And I'm not going to read this whole article. We're just going to read this and watch the video. EA's $55 billion deal delivers a win for investors but raises uncertainty for gamers. EA has long faced backlash from microtransactions and the loot boxes. Wow. Going private could allow for more firm creative fielding but for freedom, but analysts warn that being $20 billion, holy shit, $20 billion in debt could push EA to double down on live service models. Sad. Some experts say, Some experts expect studio closures and IP sell-offs to manage the debt, but others believe the move could improve long-term game quality by freeing EA from public market pressures. I can't read. I'm an idiot. But anyways, you know what EA is going to become? It's going to become these things mixed with things like this. It's going to be microtransactions and titties. That's what you're going to have, everybody. Microtransactions and titties. Let's watch the video.
Right, EA.
And by the way, I don't know who this is. It's just the best video I could find, I guess. I want to give a smaller channel a chance too. He only has what? Oh no, he has 421,000 subscribers, but let's get him more. Fuck it.
EA is going to be sold to Saudi Arabia. Weird. Everyone's freaking out about it though, in terms of what people in the business. Anyway, as you can see, EA employees reportedly panicking over Saudi-backed takeover. It's going to get worse. Well, this is pretty major, to be honest. Madness. Absolute madness. Not a huge surprise. The video game industry has been just falling apart because you've been pursuing a narrative that people don't want, right?
Well, I also think it's a bunch of overinvestments too.
Obviously. I've actually compared it to the movie industry for some time. I've said, hey, the video game industry is basically speed running the movie experience because movies started to pursue lectures, agenda over sort of financial reward. You know, we'll push this narrative at all costs, regardless of profit. You know, video games started to do that, and because the market's much smaller in terms of the demographic that actually purchases movies, they out and out rejected it post haste, and boom, video games.
I feel like more people buy video games though nowadays.
Start to implode real quick, and now movies have started to catch up to that, even though movies started doing it first. But nonetheless,
it would have to be something I look up.
Madness. Hit subscribe if you're new here, and turn those bell notifications on. So, Electronic Arts.
Why not take the opportunity?
Its record-breaking $55 billion buyout, led by Saudi Arabia's public investment.
See, I'm glad I'm watching this because I have trouble reading.
Fund, Silver Lake, and Jared Kushner's affinity partners. But beneath the big numbers is a dangerous detail. EA will be saddled with $20 billion.
And by the way, if you ever see me check shit down here, it's because I'm a dumbass and forget stuff.
Burden has Mass Effect fans panicking, and with good reason. I mean, it's pretty major anyway. You know, this article is looking at it from the perspective of it being bought out and the debt there. I mean, well, primarily it's the debt. And I'm looking at it from a perspective of it's being purchased by Saudi Arabia.
I wonder what Microsoft's going to do with this, because they do have a deal with them, I believe.
Not be purchased by
and they have EA Play.
That'd be great. Like, what? Okay. So after the catastrophic failure of Dragon Age The Veilguard, many worry that BioWare won't survive the squeeze. Mass Effect 5, already in development limbo for 8 years, could face
excuse me,
cuts or
a fat pig.
It could, But I will also hasten to add, they've bought it for a reason, and with new money, yes, there's a debt, but with new investment, they're going to want to pump this stuff out but change course to make it more profitable. Now, that could be good or could be bad. It is.
I honestly see a lot of companies going into debt soon because COVID's over and they can't rely on that anymore.
Actually up for debate. Like, we don't know. It's a matter of perspective at this point in time. So, as this article says, the debt changes everything. So, a leveraged buyout means the acquired company ends up carrying much of the debt. In EA's case, that's $20 billion of obligations
The
to service,
elusive
a weight
man.
that will hang over the publisher for years to come. But it may also squeeze them into being more actually profitable, pushing them to make things better. And that could be good, but I still don't like the fact that it's being owned by Saudi Arabia.
That's what I think. So
So when revenue is strong,
this is such a 50-50 situation because it's like it could be better because we get rid of stupid left politics. But also, I don't completely agree with how Saudi Arabia does things.
debt is manageable, but EA's track record with recent releases has been rocky, and failure is an all too real possibility. If key franchises underperform, the easiest way to protect margins is to slash costs.
Say goodbye to some of your favorite IPs, folks, just like I read.
And that usually means gutting studios, which, true. Like, that is true, yeah. But some of these people deserve to be fired anyway. Right? Some of these people don't deserve to have their jobs.
I do agree with that.
Now, they should be firing executives,
But don't drop
and
IPs.
decision-makers over the grunts. Not all of the grunts. Some of the grunts should be fired as well. But you get my drift, right? The people that were making these dumb decisions and choices to make this stuff that has proven to be a disaster for these companies. So for BioWare, the studio behind Dragon Age and Mass Effect, this spells disaster. Its recent track record hasn't exactly inspired.
I haven't got to say this because I didn't start making these kind of videos till now. But Veilguard's a fucking joke.
Confident.
Just wanted to throw it out there.
And its reliance on identity politics storytelling in Veilguard backfired both critically and commercially. And that's why this could potentially be
Looks like they're pulling a Barv.
good, at least for gamers, because they could, be pushed away from that. I still don't like the fact it's owned by Saudi Arabia. I don't like that. I think that's bad. I'm just not a fan of it. Again, there's pros and cons behind it. I just don't like foreign companies, foreign nations owning these kinds of things. It's like when the equivalent to me of China buying stuff. I don't like China buying stuff either.
Like Ubisoft. Same thing with them. Loot boxes and titties.
Don't like them getting a handle on this type of market. It's not something I'm for. I'm just not for it. You can push a lot of propaganda, which I know is hypocritical because these companies have been pushing propaganda anyway. Yeah, I get it's hypocritical. I don't want any of the propaganda. So obviously this, could spell disaster for Mass Effect 5. Yeah, that's bad. So they say this. Here are the most pressing dangers: scope reduction and feature cuts. Yeah. Asset recycling. Yeah. Forced monetization. Yep.
Asset recycling would be gross.
Talent attrition. Yep. Delays and staggered launches. Yep. Micromanagement from investors. They kind of do that anyway, but fine.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Investors are a big problem in the
currently,
game industry, in my opinion.
What's going on now? Well, EA employees are just panicking, right? It's going to get worse, they say. It's going to get worse. Oh no! You might have to do some work that is actually decent. So analysts are currently split on the move.
Hey, these motherfuckers make enough money. Make them work.
Financial experts are far from united on the buyout. Mike Hickey of Benchmark told the Associated Press that the deal looks like a self-serving
I can't wait for all the Saudi teams in FIFA to be amazing now.
opportunistic move by management and the investor group. Yeah, probably is, obviously. By contrast, Freedom Capital's Nick McKay offered a more optimistic view, claiming that the move would allow EA to increase its focus on long-term growth. Maybe.
Damn, I got itchy balls.
So it's a debate that has real stakes.
Like
EA
and subscribe
flagship
for itchy
franchise,
balls.
now branded EA Sports FC, just launched its 2026 edition last week. Next month, Battlefield 6 is set to arrive in an attempt to once again challenge Activision.
I hope the fuck this doesn't ruin Battlefield 6, because that game's great and I don't want it to get ruined.
Dominance in the military shooter market. The stakes for both titles could not be higher as EA prepares to enter its new era under
Jesus
foreign
Christ, I'm
ownership.
itching like I
That's
have
the thing,
crabs.
when you're releasing like war games and things like this, a power like Saudi Arabia being in control of that narrative, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it, personally. But anyway, so you had Andrew Wilson, EA CEO, gave a message to staff and said, "This
How
moment
many times
is
is
a
this
recognition
guy
of your
going to say he
creativity,
doesn't
your
like it?
innovation,
He
your
said it like
passion,
3
everything
times.
we've achieved, and everything that lies ahead is because of you." Interesting. Our values and our commitment to players and fans around the world remains unchanged.
I thought that said unhinged.
That's a whole lot of waffle, isn't it, mate? So, GameFile spoke with several current EA employees who painted a very different picture. One worker didn't hold back and said Andrew Wilson basically said F you to all women and LGBTQ employees at EA with this deal. This was, of course, a remark on Saudi Arabia's history of strict gender.
Of course it came to that. Why does it always come to that? There's other reasons besides that. More business reasons. Quit making it about those things.
Segregation, limited freedoms for women, and harsh punishments for same-sex relationships. Yeah, but you're not moving to Saudi Arabia, you retard. A record that stands as that contrast to the progressive image EA has cultivated over the years. Which is true, like, I agree with that, right? Like, that is a contrast, but they're not going to make you move to Saudi Arabia, so shut up. You're a pleb.
A pleb.
Was blunt about the toll on morale. It just shows how many people have been classed.
I haven't heard anybody called a pleb before.
For all this past year, for executives to make out rich. Now that is true. The executives should have been fired as well. Like they were the ones that directed these degenerates, these
fire those bums,
logs, to push this stuff. Right? They should have been fired, but they weren't. So.
I just said that to piss
Nothing feels
people
great,
off.
and we know when the deal closes, it's only going to get worse before it gets better, if better is even possible. And another one says, "I'm nervous about what this means in terms of workplace once the deal is closed."
Remember, big titties, loot boxes.
As layoffs usually follow
50-50.
acquisitions. Yeah, it's true, and some of you should be fired. And on a personal level, those future owners are really not in line with my values and beliefs. Well, you should probably just sack yourself then, shouldn't you? So there you go. I don't like this deal, just because I don't think Saudi Arabia should be owning things like this. I think it will fundamentally change things, potentially not for the better. I don't care too much about the debt. I'm not interested in that. It's mainly the fact that foreign power will be in control of something like this and potentially push propaganda. I know it's hypocritical. I don't want any propaganda. But push propaganda to the youth. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Well, folks, there you have it. EA's going to try to make money to fix their debt, I guess. Let's see if it's any good. Like I said, I'm 50-50 about it. Like and subscribe. See y'all later.